We're just going to say a short, quick prayer before we start. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for being in our midst. We thank you that we have the opportunity to have Eddie with us today to share his expertise and knowledge. Lord, we pray for your presence be in our midst, that we'll be able to, all the youths here will be able to learn about entering the workforce as they gain all this knowledge as well, Lord. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Amen. Okay, hello everybody. Today I have the privilege of introducing Eddie Chuah to all of you. Okay, some of you may already know him. Okay, hi Eddie, y'all can wave to him.
Hi everyone, hi.
Hello.
So good to see so many of you.
Yeah, so here's a short introduction of what Eddie does. Okay, Eddie is a lawyer and now a partner of one of the biggest law firms in Malaysia. He studied in UK and then came back to Malaysia to work and has around 13 years of experience in this field. He is involved in all aspects of civil litigation as well as compliance issues like anti-corruption investigation. He is highly regarded for his ability and has represented major corporations on external investigations for fraud and corruption. He was awarded the 2018 Lawyer of the Year. And in Asia Law Profiles 2019, clients praised Eddie as a professional subject matter expert. He was also named Future Star for Dispute Resolution amongst many others that he received. So Eddie really has an excellent spirit at the workplace, has achieved much and is still achieving a lot. So we are very, very blessed to have him share with us his knowledge and wisdom. And he even prepared all this material for us so that we can really learn from his past experience. In fact, some of you may have seen him in church, taking time out from his busy schedule to serve. So it is really an amazing example of not just an expert in the field, but also someone who puts God first. So let's all welcome Eddie. Okay, Eddie, over to you.
Thank you so much, Phoebe. Hi everyone. I recognize some of you from during the ENERGIZED class. Oh, some of you are already now in college and in university. Yeah, so good to see so many of you. And thank you so much for taking your time out on a Saturday night. The very fact that you are here, showing interest and already, participating in this event, it's already a very good step to show that you are keen and interested to find out really, what really is going to set you apart as you're going to be entering the workforce or already are entering into workforce, but maybe looking for a career change or looking to, do a little bit something different than what you usually want to do. So I'm going to take the next half an hour or 45 minutes just to share with you a little bit of, what basically when you are going to apply for a job, what really someone in the organization is looking for, and how do you stand out from the crowd? As you can imagine, there are probably a few hundreds or even thousands of applications that go in to companies each year. And what I want to share with you this session is that really what can help you from a very practical perspective in applying for these jobs. And more importantly, as Phoebe sets out, it's the attitude that you have that really, makes the mark and difference, where someone who's interviewing you will know how to spot you and give you the opportunity to choose you to work for them. So let's make this session very interactive in the sense that, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to type in the chat box, or please feel free to unmute yourself, show your video and ask questions. Or, if you don't have any questions now, if you have later, we can always, have another Q&A session later on. I apologize, the internet may not be so good in my current location. The Wi-Fi is a little bit unstable. So if there is a little bit of lag, I would just let me know again. I will try to explain myself again through the slides. So I prepared some materials, and these materials you can share, you can ask from Phoebe or Janice later on. I can't share my screen, sorry, Janice, well, someone else is sharing. I think I need the...
Can you try now?
Okay. Okay, I can share now. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, can all of you see the screen?
Yes.
Okay. So as you know, this is really the first part of the 3 series. And really, we are going to focus today on, standing out in your job applications. In the first week, which will cover, your job hunting, your CV writing, you're preparing for interviews, what to do during the interviews, the follow-up, and the job offers and acceptance. Stay on for week 2 and week 3. It's a build-up, it's a momentum. Like, there's always a process, like while you build a foundation, as you go to the top. So I'm trying to build up the momentum as we go from week 1 to week 2 to week 3 to really share with you how God's favor has really brought me this far. And of course, with pastor's guidance and the word share every week. And now, even on the Rhema word that comes in on Tuesday and Thursday, how laying hold on those words really will propel you to places which, frankly, you will never believe where God will put you into. So Phoebe mentioned a few of the awards that I got earlier. I can let you know, when I was in your age, I had no idea all these things were coming. Even when I started coming to RLC in 2010, I recall Pastor prayed for me once, and then I laid hold to the promise. Never in my wildest imagination I would have received those type of awards, and where am I today? So really, it's a journey which I thought I can share with you very practically, laying hold on the promises that God has given to me, and how it really, really God has, given me the standout opportunities which I took, and hopefully all of you will be able to also lay hold to these promises and use these practical things that you need to do in your job hunt. So I just the first process, I thought I'd share a little bit with you. If you recall earlier just now, I shared that multinational companies and large organizations, every year, they get on average 2,000 to 500 graduate applications each year. Even my own organization, Wong Partners, on average, we get about 500 to 600 applications a year for the pupillage program. So for all of you who want to do law, what you typically have to do after you finish your degree, and you have to do either your CLP or your bar course, after that, you will go into what we call a 9 months practical training called a chambering program. So the firm's chambering program is one of that is very highly sought after. And on average, my HR tells me that we get no less than 500-600 applications a year. So I asked her before I prepared this, wow, out of 5-6 applications, how many actually get filtered down? Because on average, we only interview about, less than 50. So as you can see from the statistics, 90% of them actually may get filtered out, and actually less than 10% get called for interviews. So this is where it's very important that, we do the right thing, but we trust God. We trust God to fulfill the rest, and we let God be the one that, will put our application at the forefront of the HR team that will filter out and filter your name in so that you get called to an interview. So what is the 4-stage process in applying for a job? The first one is, of course, finding first the company that you want to apply for. Okay, that's quite important. You need to know what is the organization you want to work for. There are a lot of very nice organizations to work for now. There's Facebook, there's Instagram. They all have offices in Malaysia, Google. These are all the very exciting companies that people want to work for. Or even, you have your things, your famous ones like Maxis, DG. A lot of people aim for these very, very big companies, but don't really know what is the role that they are actually applying for. So I'll talk a little bit about that. And then after you find the right company, what you need to do is then to apply through a cover letter and a CV. Or quite a lot of companies now also have online applications where you are essentially filling up the application from their website. Of course, after when you apply, the process gets filtered down. you will be invited for an interview. During the interview stage is where I will try to see a little bit more, talk a little bit more about what to do and what not to do. And then, of course, after the interview, we're going to talk a little bit about the job offers that will be given to you. Yeah. So I think this is one of the words that the pastor that really caught my attention when pastor was sharing in my early days when I started going to RLC was Daniel 11. But the people who know their God shall be strong and do great exploits. So I still lay hold of this very, very strong promise to today. As I said, the more intimate that you know your God, the more you know and you will see that God's favor in your life is so supernaturally natural. So going back to where we started on finding the right company. I know a lot of you are in college now and in university. You may not feel that it's important, but during your free time, once you start thinking about what subject you want to take, what subject you want to take, or where you think that your career would like to be. If let's say you want to be an engineer, you want to be a chef, you want to be a food critic, you want to be a journalist, you want to be a content writer, you want to go into the media agency. It's very good to start understanding which are the leading companies, in this space. Of course, if you talk about social media, then obviously you have your Facebook and Instagram that you want to apply for. But there are actually a lot of other also, medium-sized or small-sized media agencies that may interest you. So start paying attention and start looking out for them. Already start thinking about, wow, is this going to be my dream company, or is this going to be the place where I think I can excel? And just bear that in mind and have some following on them. So what's very important is that when we interview or when we filter out applications, we also want to test your knowledge. We also want to know how much you know about our organization. So it's very important that when you want to apply for a particular company, you have some background as well. You read about the company and you read in the newspapers, or you follow their Instagram page or you follow their Facebook page to know what is the latest information that's going about in the company. That's, I think, the first step. And then, obviously, once you have identified the position, the company, then look at their vacancy page in their website. They will tell you, what places are available, and what is the role and things. So it's very important for you to understand it. And don't forget to, of course, check the qualifications required as well. If let's say you are applying for let's say engineering in civil construction or something, you will need to have a civil engineering degree. But if you don't have one, then it may be quite difficult to meet the criteria. But otherwise, see what they need exactly as a basic first step, and see whether you fulfill their qualification criteria, and then only apply. Otherwise, you may get slightly disappointed if they don't even call you back or they reject you. So that's one of the most important things that we find when we do interviews, is that some people turn up for the interviews not even knowing what the company is all about. So it's very important that you do some background research. Just like before you buy something, nowadays there's so much information on the internet. You just pay a little bit of attention to understand it. Okay, so that's step one. Then step two is preparing the application. As I mentioned earlier, there are now two types of application. Either it's online, where it's already in a web format, where you will just need to fulfill and answer the questions, just like how you want to sign up for a Grab account, how you want to sign up for a Gmail account. They will ask you the basic questions, and then they will ask you for more detailed explanation, and maybe also go for a mock exam. Okay, so that's the first category, the online application. But most companies, as I know, in Malaysia, still very much prefer you to submit your CV and a cover letter. So what I wanted to share here is, what to put into your CV. As you can see from the flyers that invited you to come in for this session, you can find a lot of templates anywhere on Google. But I thought I wanted to share with you what stands out in this particular CVs that goes through the filtering process from our HR's perspective. Now, what's the basic thing that you need to put in would be these five elements. One, your personal details. Picture is optional. Some people we have seen put in their picture. Two, your academic credentials. Just your high school, college, and university will do. Some people also take up space to tell us, which kindergarten you come from. But I think we don't need to know which kindergarten you come from. Some people still put primary school. It's really, I don't think it's encouraged because, you don't have, we really want to save some space. As you can see, if let's say the company is taking about, a few thousand, I don't think they will want to focus on your primary school or your kindergarten. Even if you don't want to put in your high school, it's also okay. Your college is actually, you can also just start from your college. Yeah. Then set up your achievements. This is really very, very general. If let's say you have a scholarship, please feel free to highlight it. Don't have to be humble. You have any titles, you are a school debate champion, you're a chess champion, or even you represented your school for judo, for mathematics, if you are a prefect, all those things will fall into this category of achievements. If you don't have also, it's okay. Don't worry. But if you have, it's good to highlight some of these achievements that you have. Again, just, very short and brief. Let's say I got a scholarship from here. I am a champion of my school choral speaking. I represented the school of choral speaking. Just a few of your achievements that you have throughout from high school onwards, again, as I said. Yeah. But if you don't have, it's also okay. Then share with them your work experience. And I cannot stress the importance of work experience if you have the time to do it. Especially most of you who are still in college and in uni now, if you have some break during your semester break, maybe now in COVID, it's a little bit for you to do physical internships. But if you can do any form of remote internships, it is strongly encouraged that you take time to apply and do so. This will help, build up your CV. Even internship at the church is very relevant. We look out for things like that. Internships even at McDonald's, you volunteered at the vaccination center. I know I met some people at the vaccination center who are in their college, So things like that. Whatever you have done, your work experience during your college or university break, put that into your CV. It really helps to stand out. And of course, the extracurricular activities and hobbies that you have, don't be shy if you are, if you worship lead, if you spend a lot of time, dedicated to church on weekends, you are in Boys Brigade, you lead a team in Boys Brigade, put that all in. These are the things that, the HR or people interviewing you, they'll be very interested to find out. Okay, so if some of you are in college or uni who have not had any of these yet, it's not too late to pick one up. It's not too late to do some form of social work or internship, just so that you have some work experience before you apply for your after-graduate position. Okay, so it's very, very good. How I want to summarize this first stage of the job application would be to plan properly. As you can see, this is again a verse that I picked up from one of Pastor sermons. Good planning and really hard work lead to prosperity. Don't take shortcuts and expect people to just can open the door for you. But if you plan, you are now in the right age to plan ahead what you want to, which company you want to apply for in 2-3 years time, in 1 year's time, or even in months time. Start planning now and build up your application properly. and God will supplement the rest. Okay. Now, going a little bit more about CVs. Okay. So CV is where people will have your first impression of you. Okay. They will look at the document and then they will see, okay, do I want to give this person a chance or not? So it's very important to maintain professionalism. As you can see, I tried to make my slides as simple as possible. It's just a very plain A4, consistent formatting, no typos, free from grammar mistakes, simple font, and easy to read. You know how we chat in WhatsApp? We like to use K, thanks, bye. You know, don't use that kind of language and short forms in CVs. You know, don't use like abbreviations, which your WhatsApp language cannot go into your CV. It has to be proper language, you know, using very consistent formatting, not capital letter here, capital letter there, exclamation mark, you know, I am good. Then you put there 5 exclamation marks. Don't do that. It has to be very simple, clean formatting. Get that way. Then the HR will have a pleasant time reading it. Okay, then you see, oh, okay, I like this format. Very simple, very clear, and easy to read. So why I say 0 typos is important, because the HR will think and look at your letter, your cover letter and your CV, and they will find what kind of character are you. Are you someone who pay attention to the small details? Because frankly, I think if I reread my slides, I think I am going to find 1 or 2 typos here. And typos are bound to happen. So how is that? Yeah, you know, we purposely try to find and see if you get a typo, just to know whether, you know, you are someone who is very, very, you know, pay attention to the small details. And you can only pay attention to the small details and find mistakes out. It's like, you know, when you do this, typos is one of them. So it's very important. And you don't have to be so long. You don't have to tell your life story from the day you are born, you know, right up to why you are now applying for a job. Okay. Those you can share, you know, once you get the foot. As I said, they probably will spend 5 to 10 minutes looking at your that 2-page document or 3-page maximum. So with that very limited space, you need to have some items that will hopefully brings out the flavor to the person who reads it. It's just like, you know, pastor's notes. It's 2 to 3 pages and very nice formatting so that the verse stands out. And that's what you want to do and want to achieve when you prepare your applications to be submitted. So what's very important, I understand from my HR team, is when they do the first filtering, is that they actually like to pay attention to your extracurricular activities. They like to find out, okay, why is this person different? What has he done that is different from the others? Because you can see, everyone that applies has finished college, probably finished SPM as well. Yes, some may have better grades, but grades is not always the most important thing. So they look at your extracurricular activities and they like to you know, to see that, oh, why is this person interested? Why is this person different? So if you have anything that stands out, please put it in. As I said, like if you have served in Boys Brigade or you're leading a particular thing, you spend your time, you know, in worship ministry, all those things, put it in. And really, I think for someone reading the CV, they will be very interested in those. And it should be personalized to your strengths. Different people have different strengths, and don't be shy. You'll be very surprised if your strength is shyness. You know, you can feel free to say it. I'm a very shy person, but behind me, I like to share things like that. So it has to be tailor-made. I think where I'm trying to come from is, don't download something from Google and then just use it. I think we can straight away tell if it's a template. You know, you can follow the template in Google for its formatting and its style, but do take some time to actually type it out. And of course, pray and ask for wisdom when you do so. Your CV is like you're asking for it. You're asking for the company to take you in. So that's why I chose this verse, Matthew 7:7. Ask and it will be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and the door will be open to you. So think of it as this way. Your CV, do it your best as though as you are presenting to God, so that the applications will go through successfully. Last but not least, get in handy all your certificates, all your transcripts, referral letters. They will ask for it, so you don't have to panic when suddenly they say, okay, sure, your application is successful. Can you please send me now your transcripts? So prepare that in advance. Okay, don't. I think this is very important. Also, it kind of depends on what industry you're going into, but this is more general. I'm talking about more focus a little bit more on office type of environment, type of work, or even companies. If you're going for a talent show, okay, maybe this may not apply, okay. But this is more for corporate or company types of application. Yeah. If you're going for let's say a design job, maybe they want to look at your other design criteria, that's fine. Or if you're going to be a stand-up comedian, you want to pass an acting role, then maybe all these things won't apply. But otherwise, these things will generally apply. The first thing is I cannot emphasize more on the errors, basically the bad formatting, the typo. You're very colorful. I purposely limit this to 3 colors, but you can imagine if I put 10 different colors on these slides, people again, I saw. Okay. And then I want to tell you the common mistakes that the applications we get that my HR also laughs. Okay. If you're going to use a casual picture, please use it more. Please be more professional. Some people put a picture of them and their dog, the dog's face is bigger than their face. They put they are in Eiffel Tower doing this, or don't use that kind of picture. Or you sipping a cup of coffee, then the coffee cup block half your face. You don't know. My HR told me some of them even take a 3D shot. Like those where you go to jail, where they take you from your front, your sides. Yeah, we have that as well. So don't do all this. Just very professional. Your passport photo type will be good. But passport photos, you may not have an up-to-date one, but those are the professional ones that you want to put in and put into your application. Okay. Don't have to send links to your Instagram, Facebook page. Okay. We get that a lot nowadays. In the CV, as I said, this is for maybe in the creative industry, you may want to highlight that. But if you're looking for a corporate job, don't do that. Okay. As I said, once you join the force, you can share a little bit more about yourself. But what we get a lot is people now sending us to say, find out more about me. This is my Instagram page. Add me and you will know. Or your Facebook page. We also get people sending in TikTok videos. As I said, not for corporate work, not for corporate work. But if you are going for creative or media type and they ask for it, then yes, please send. Okay. Email accounts. Okay. I know a lot of you may still have quite good email accounts that you have created when you're 12 or 13 years old. Okay. Like I love ManchesterUnited.com. My dog is cute. Baba65. All those things, for a job application, you need to display some professionalism. Okay. That's something that we get a lot. I also was 12 to 13 years old before. So I would, I would have a Hotmail account which says, I am handsome at hotmail.com. Don't use all those already, okay? Not for corporate work. Those are no longer acceptable. Okay. Yeah. Then don't lie in your CV. the people will ask for the certificate. So, dishonesty is something which should never happen at your workplace, especially when you're applying for a job. Don't lie in your CV. If you don't have a second-class honors degree, don't have to put it into your CV. It's okay to share your actual results. It's better to be honest. If you are not a school prefect or you're not a chess champion, don't put it in. It's okay. There will be other ways that it will be supplemented. As I said, the most important thing is pray for favor. God's favor will bring you through. Trust God that He will bring you through the application, not by ways of you, lying in your CV. So that's very important. Okay. The rest, maybe as you prepare, you understand a little bit more. But the cover letter, if you're going to use it for different companies, please make sure you read it one more time before you send. Let's say you're applying to Maxis. Don't use the cover letter that you send to DG to Maxis. It happens. My HR tells me, because if you want, let's say you're interested in the telecommunication company, you want to apply to DG, Maxis, Axiata, or Telecom. Then you prepare one ready, and then it says there, dear recruitment manager at Maxis. Then you use that and go and send to DG. So the DG person receiving it will be like, hey, yeah, not interested. Straight away, it goes out the window. So remember not to recycle in the sense that make sure that you put the proper company name to the one that you're applying for. We get that mistakes quite a lot as well. Don't include your salary requirements. Times are a little bit tough. So, don't put there and say, okay, minimum salary expected X amount. For a graduate job, I think it's best that you understand the market. I think most important thing is that, the pay may not be so great. It's okay. It's the exposure that you're learning, what you'll be gaining in your first 1-2 years. So don't put there and say minimum expected salary, 5,000 ringgit. People see already, they'll be like, wow, who is this person? I don't want to. What? Or you also don't have to say willing to work for free. People know that they need to pay you. So, they will pay you. You don't have to put in your salary requirements. The most important is, you want to get your application in the door. Okay. The cover letter or CV too long. I think we already said this earlier just now. 2 pages, maximum 3 is ideal. You don't have to tell your cover letter. Don't have to tell, I was born in what date, I grew up in Petaling Jaya, and then I moved to Penang. All those people they are not quite keen to know your entire background story. They want to know where you are today, why you're applying to the company, how you can contribute. I think that's where that's very important for people to understand and put you through. So this is the first process only, preparing your CV. Okay. Then of course, I talked a little bit about this just to give you some examples to make it a little bit more personalized, because I think these statements a lot of people make when they are applying for jobs. They will always say, oh, I am a Superman, or I am a high achieving individual with strong work ethics, so you should hire me. I am an individual who has overcome great challenges in life, so I can work hard for my organization. You will receive 100% commitment. The third example, I am a very positive person. I also have a pleasant and cheerful outlook. Since I am a people person, I will fit right into the team. What I'm trying to say here is that these statements looks very nice, wow, very impressive to the person reading it. But actually, it's very general if you think about it. Again, this is where I think you will stand out if you personalize. I will show you the examples later. In 90% of the CVs that we get, people will make at least one of these 3 statements. I am high achieving, or I have overcome great challenges. I never die. I have a never die attitude. I'm a very positive person. But where I'm trying to come from is that if you see the difference between these examples, this comes to personalization. sorry if I'm getting a little bit deep here. All I'm trying to explain is that use your own personal example in your cover letter or in your CV so that people are attracted to your personality. So, for example, instead of saying that I'm a hardworking person, I can offer and dedicate my time to the organization, you can say this: during my college or my university breaks, I underwent internship programs at a particular company. I took up a part-time job as a cashier to gain work experience. I also volunteered at old folks' home or orphanages to fulfill my time. Then you say, this experience has enhanced my work skill set and contributed to my understanding on the importance of strong work ethics. This is really a standout explanation. You see, you compare to the first one without explanation, a high-achieving individual with strong work ethics. These statements, everybody can say it. Everybody will tell you, I'm hardworking, I'm smart, I will give you my full-time commitment. But when you personalize it to tell people, oh, actually, I have strong work ethics because I went to do volunteer service at church. I teach at Ablaze or ENERGIZED. I understand what is important to practice and share. Then this kind of things will stand out in your CV. Another example is this, tell people why you say you have a never die attitude. You can say, in my earlier days, I unfortunately was rejected in my application for scholarships and my entrance exam to university. All of us have gone through disappointments. And that's when a person interviewing you or a person reviewing your CV, they want to see, why are you disappointed and how you got out of the disappointed. So you can say, despite these disappointments, I continued to work hard and make sure I would put in additional effort during my time in another university or another college. These disappointments did not deter me and instead I contributed to my character building. I was successful in obtaining good grades. So you can tell that, I basically applied to University Malaya, but I didn't get in. So I had to study in a private college instead. But I didn't let my disappointment set me back. I made sure I still continue to study hard. And that's where I am today. That's why this kind of things really stands out for a person reading your CV. Again, a lot of people say, I am a team player. But how are you a team player? A lot of us will ask. So you can explain. I was involved in a group projects in college. One of them was a science competition where I got 5 team members. We were successful in achieving 3rd place. And these group projects have taught me the importance of teamwork, properly dividing work and resolving conflicts. I believe my experiences will help me contribute to the team success. Yeah. So you see, very personalized, and it doesn't have to be out of this world. You don't have to be the smartest, or you don't have to be the most high achieving student in university for people to understand and relate to you. In fact, it's the very natural examples that you have that the person who interviews you would really see through that and give you that particular opportunity, I would say. So just be very, don't be generic and don't use very common statements, but use examples that really, that is personal to you. That's what I mean when I say take your time to prepare your CV or your cover letter, because you yourself know what's best for you. To be able to share, like for example, this COVID time, a lot of us go through very difficult times. Even the studying environment is so different. Share that why you say it was difficult for you, and explain how you overcome that. People will be very keen to know that you didn't let these setbacks disappoint you. Okay, so I pray that this particular section has helped you to prepare your cover letter more appropriately. Okay, then we go to the interview. It's common to have some disappointments. I just want to share. I also applied to a few companies and didn't get some. So it's okay. If you get rejected, there are so many companies out there. And of course, during this particular time, finding a job is even going to be more difficult because of the current job climate. But trust God, trust that, He works things out for your favor. And, you are called according to His purpose. It really will help you stand out. And interviews now are going to be like this. They're going to be in Zoom sessions as opposed to physical interviews. Okay, so what's very important is that you prepare and understand and check with people. There are so many people in your care group. There are so many of the church staff here, myself included, to just do a mock interview. It's very much like a question and answer session through talking to your friend, but in a more formal way where you apply for the job. Okay, so before the interview, preparation is key. Speak to people, your friends, your care group members. Ask your parents. What is it like when they first went for an interview? They will be able to share with you some tips. Read your cover letter properly. The most important thing is you yourself know yourself. Prepare a set of your questions. Imagine that you are the person interviewing you. What would I like to find out about you? So ask that kind of questions to yourself. And last but not least, check your IT function. Okay, go to a quiet room. Check whether your internet is stable or not. If you're scheduled for your interview time already, if there is going to be renovation next door or your dog is barking, just make sure you go to a quiet corner. Okay, don't take your interviews in Starbucks. We actually had that recently. Someone was interviewing us. He said, my home Wi-Fi not so good, so he was taking the interview in Starbucks in a coffee cup with him. Again, as I said, professional, just a white background, not too much distraction. Don't have the TV playing behind or background music. So very professional. Check the broadband. Yeah. I put here the last part there. Understand that your investment. So for most people interviewing, we really want to hire. We really want you to join the organization, and we treat most of you like an investment. So we want to really invest in you in a sense. We want to train you up because we know that you're going to contribute to the company. Okay. Then we go to the crucial part of during the interview. Please be early. Please don't be late. And that shows that really shows in your own attitude as well. If it's physical, traffic jam is not an excuse. Really, people can't say, "Oh, traffic jam, I cannot find parking." My office is in Mid Valley. Okay, so before COVID time, you can never find a parking in Mid Valley. Okay, but that shouldn't stop you from coming early or getting a Grab or asking your parents to drop you off early. Really, one of the things that really turn us off is, those people interviewing you, some of them, they already have a very busy schedule. And then imagine you come late for the interview. Okay, so don't be late. Be 15 minutes early. And, it's just like today like that. If the thing is at 8:30, we'll be there by 8:30. Or what really stands out is for people who are there even earlier to calm yourself down, because you want to calm yourself down. Even joining a Zoom session like this, just be early, log in a little bit early, because you don't know if there's going to be any IT technical issues or not. Okay, so use a professional term, call them Mr. or Mrs. And if you're going to work for a Dato or Tan Sri, find out first, do address them by that. For Malays, please address them as Encik. They like to be called Encik or Tuan, but there is some level of professionalism involved. Yeah. Don't call them by first name, even if you know them personally. Even if you get the interview because you know someone, don't have to say that first. You just go there and just say, "Good morning, Mr. something," or "Good morning, Miss," shake their hand. Or in the Zoom session like this, just say hello. Like Miss Jen, let's say imagine Janice is your interviewer. Call her, hi, Miss Janice or Miss Chong, good morning. Be professional. Don't say, hey, hi, Janice, are you ready? Can we start? Don't do that. Again, professionalism is expected, when you go for an interview. Yeah. So present yourself. All of you grow up in the era of using PowerPoint slides, or all now use online schooling, so you all can actually present very well already. So that's very good. Smart and professional. We had one candidate who wore a spaghetti stripe for a wedding. Sorry, to come for the interview. She said, "Oh, because I'm going for a wedding later, so I don't have to change." So again, things like that. Don't wear t-shirts with holes, because now I know many of the interview will be taken by home as well. So don't wear t-shirts with holes and all that lah. Okay. Again, the first impression matters. You can imagine the interviewer only know you for 5 minutes and only has 15, 20 minutes with you. So when they see you, they also want to have that professional. But if your hair is a little bit messy, I know we all cannot cut hair now, but just try to comb it a little bit. For girls, tie up your hair a little bit lah. Don't let it be messy. Again, it's a first impression that counts lah. Be honest. You can have some small and casual chats like, how are you today? I hope you're keeping safe. But don't have to go again, as I said, tell your life story lah. Okay. Answer the questions. If you really don't know the answer, it's fine. I just said, I'm not experienced enough for this yet. I actually don't know the answer. Maybe I can come back to you. Okay. Leave questions to the end of the interview, not before or during. They're taking this time to know you. It's not the other way around. They are not here to, you're not here to question them. They are there to actually understand why they should give you the role. Okay, this is during the interview. Okay, what not to do? So sharing some common mistakes. Please don't be dishonest. Don't lie. They are very experienced, so they know. Like, if you don't have that previous experience, or you really don't know the subject, as I said, it's okay, and just say, I don't know yet. I hope to find out more when I get to work in your organization. Don't let your mobile phone ring. Happened a few times before. Please silence your phone, or switch it off. Don't end up arguing or challenging the interviewers. Don't talk about sensitive topics. I cannot stress more of this. Sometimes you'll be surprised. People start talking about politics. Just remain very neutral. Don't start condemning this person, or start talking bad about the other person, or believe, let's say your interviewer is a vegetarian, don't go and say, you're missing out lah. You should, I just had KFC before I come. Don't get into this kind of things lah. Basically, just have some sense of respect with them. Okay. Don't ask for salary straight away, the increment, or just say, hey, how much? So if I get this role, how much are you going to pay me? So every year increment, how much? Bonus, how much? Really, it puts people off lah. We get it sometimes. Be patient. Be very, very patient. Once you pass that stage, there will be the appropriate time to discuss the salary and the chances of you getting the role. Okay. Do not waste the interviewer's time if you already accepted the position or do not intend to turn up for the internship. Why I say this is this, especially during this pandemic, the people looking for jobs or people getting jobs is already very hard. Every now and then we still suddenly get people not turning up for the job after we have recruited them, and that's quite a pity, because they'll say, oh, actually I already found a job elsewhere. I just want to see what you want to offer me. I think that's not a good attitude to have lah. It may be your intention. It may be your intention, but don't do that, or don't tell the interviewers lah. Just say, I would like to think about it. Okay. Don't say that I'm just here to see what you can offer me, see better or not than my other company that's given me a position. Okay. It happens, unfortunately. Okay. Then ending the interview. So what's very important, sorry, I forgot to mention is, of course, before the interview, most important, ask God for wisdom. You know, it's really the wisdom of God that will really bring you to places. And I want to admit to you that I am actually a very, very shy and a real scaredy cat. I don't dare to speak in public. I remember in my first interviews, I will shake. Even now, sometimes I go for meetings, I'm still very, very scared. So it's very important for you to pray for wisdom and ask God, to put words in your mouth and in your heart. And you will realize that at the right time, God's anointing will be on you, and you will know what to say, and you will know what to do. Because really, I don't have very good grades. I don't have very good, language skills as well. But somehow God will supplement all these weaknesses. So that's why you're going to trust God to supplement all the weaknesses you have. And that's where you really, really will find favor before people, especially in the marketplace. Okay, so I really just wanted to end this session by the last part on concluding the interviews, where you can ask questions after the interview process. Just ask them, how long are you going to take? What do you expect me to do when I'm in your organization? How was my performance? How did you like my interview? Where do you think I can improve? Even if you don't want to hire me, I still need to go and apply for a job elsewhere. Can you share with me what you like about me or what you don't like about me, so that I can learn from my experience, and people will be quite happy to understand that. Okay, don't burn bridges. As I said, don't end up in a fight with the interviewer just because he likes Manchester United and you like Chelsea, or he likes he don't get into that kind of arguments because he likes dogs and you like cats. These things like that lah. I wanted to share this part where it didn't happen to me personally, but it happened to my colleague lah. It's very interesting. After the interview, the person, we actually offered him the job already. Then I said, okay, wait, I need to consult my girlfriend. Okay, don't say that lah. Don't say that. We want to see you as an adult who can make your own choices. Yes, it's true. You want to discuss it with your parents, your girlfriend, or your boyfriend. But don't tell that to the interviewer lah. Just say, thank you so much for the opportunity. Can I just think about it and come back to you? You'll be surprised. Some of them say, if you don't want, it's fine. I'll go for someone else. But you just say, I'll just come back to you very shortly. It's fine to say that. But don't go and say, I consult my girlfriend first. See what she say. See whether she liked the job. It really happened. I'm not joking. So after that, you can imagine we didn't. My colleagues told me they didn't wait because they say I don't really care what his girlfriend thinks, but I think I'm just going to move on. Okay. Thank them for their time. As I said, a lot of them are taking their busy time out to spend time with you. They really want to know you. They really want to see what you can offer to the company. And a lot of interviewers are very genuine in their time. So say thank you to them. Be very courteous. And if you have their email addresses, just drop them a note and say thank you for your time. Okay, and then pray, and God will do the rest, and hopefully it will be good results. But if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. Not to worry. There will be plenty of other opportunities out there. God will find you the right company, and God will give you the right opportunity to go ahead. Okay, so I think that's where I am for today's session. We talked about the 4 stages. Again, knowing the company, preparing the CV, going for your interview, and then ending the interview. I hope I've given you a summary of the 4 steps of what you can do. The one thing that I want to share very practical is be yourself. You don't have to feel that, wow, that person is better than me. I didn't come from this university and all that. Don't worry, be yourself. People like the genuinity. People like, those who they know are genuine. And just to share my own personal story as well. before we build up to the second week. I was very fortunate because my interviewer told me I was the last CV on the application. In fact, I wasn't even going to be called up for the interview already. But somehow, because there was a space for me, they called me up. In my batch, 14 of us, I'm quite sure I am the weakest in terms of my university degree. I don't have much work experience. All my other colleagues who joined me at the time, they worked in the company before, they know this person, they know that person. I knew no one. I came in fresh. I was probably, my grades were the lousiest among the 14 of them. But I can tell you, out of the 14 of them that started with me 13 years ago, I am the only one left in the company. And I have been the longest one. And I will continue. And I hope that, I will continue to receive the promotion that God has promised. So, as I said, trust God. He will bring you places that you never, ever imagine you will be. Let Him lead your path. There will be an organization where He will put you so that you will be able to shine in a very crowded place. And as we speak next 2 weeks, I will share a little bit more about you on peer pressure, what to do, how to wait on God and the process. And really, I think these are the things that I would tell my younger self, especially when I was in college like you, on what to do. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, again, I realize that this may be a little bit deep for some of you who are in college who may not know, who may not find it so relevant because you're not preparing your CV yet. So I will get the slides sent over and share with you. You can use this when you're preparing your own CV and your cover letter that time. You can go back to some of these points that I raised. It's not from Google, though I did check a little bit on Google, what to put in the content, but it's very personalized for all of you. I really wish you all the best. And for those who have no work experience, I would strongly encourage you to do it. Really, any type of work experience counts. Like for now, you can volunteer at the, you can do some home baking to sell, during the MCO time. All those things, we look forward to that difference that really stands out. Teaching back, giving tuition to primary school kids, all those simple things that you can even do from home. Those really will stand out.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you so much. It's such a wonderful session. I also hope that somebody told me all these things when I was applying for my job in the past. Yeah, so I'm sure all of us learned something today. So Eddie, Pendy taught us, she says that thank you for the interesting talk. How is CV different from cover letter?
Okay, so CV is basically, I don't have a template here with me, I'm so sorry. Maybe next week I will share a template. A CV is basically just one, CV is the one where you have your personal details. If you go back, you will have your personal details at the top, where you say, I am, you put Eddie Chuah, you put your IC number and your address number and your phone number, followed by, these are my academic credentials. So basically, TAR College, your let's say you do a journalism or media writing, okay? Then you will say there what you put in your academic. Then you put your achievements, your work experience, and extracurricular activities. That is your CV. CV basically tells you about the bulleted points of your achievements. Cover letter is usually your personalized letter to the company. So for example, if you are applying to a company, you will typically have a cover letter first, which says, "Dear recruitment partner," or "Dear sir, I wish to apply to your company." You give a little brief description about yourself, and attached is my CV. Your CV is the one that sets out these 5 criteria. I will share a template next week, just to give you a slight difference between what is a letter and what's a CV.
Okay, great. Thank you, Eddie. Yes, and the next question from Wei Lun. Wei Li, sorry. Wei Li. Considering that a student might not be able to juggle too much responsibilities, is work experience more attractive or getting a first-class degree with extra co-curriculum activities more attractive?
Okay, frankly, that's a very hard one because both are equally important. For us, for us, well, what's important is really either your degree with extracurricular activities or your work experience. As I said, the work experience does not need to be, in a fancy multinational company or a fancy organization. It could be just, as I said, interning at church. That in itself shows us that you have some working experience. That we know that you are at least prepared to come into the workforce. Okay, but if I have to choose between the two, then obviously focus on your studies first lah. The studies, that's primarily why you are in college or in university, because you're there to study first. If you really don't have time for work experience, don't worry so much about work experience. Focus on your studies.
Okay. The next question is also related to what you are sharing. Gregory Lau, he asked that, can you add details like seller on Carousel, seller on Shopee on your CV? Says things that you are selling just a few second-hand items, but not a proper business.
Okay, let me teach you how creative in writing that. Instead of saying seller on Carousel and seller on Shopee, why don't you say that, dwelling in small businesses, entrepreneurship, by trading in second-hand items. That is better than just seller on Carousel. And really depends on what you're selling. But I think if you have, done that before, you have some selling experience, you have some entrepreneurship experience, put it in. It's fine. That's actually a work experience that we want to see. Okay. I see more of you are also practicing on, say Mr. here. Call me Mr. But yeah, that's so at least I know some of you are paying attention. But yes, maintain that professionalism until the interviewer said don't have to put a Mr. there. You can just call me Eddie. So once they say that it's okay, you don't have to call me with the title or anything. Then you can just call them by their first name.
Great.
Mr. Eddie got one more question.
Okay. From Jean Lee, do you have any tips for networking?
That's an excellent question. And I'll be the first person to tell you, as I said earlier just now, I'm actually very shy. And believe it or not, I'm actually an introvert. So what is an introvert? An introvert is a person who actually, gets very nervous in crowds. And believe me, I'm actually, I can get quite nervous in crowds, especially if you have to go for social functions and business meetings. So I'm actually quite glad to be working from home nowadays because I don't have to go and attend business meetings or anything that, I have to talk to strangers. But the real tip is this, be yourself. Just be yourself. You don't have to think very hard on what to say, try to say. Just speak your heart. And most important thing, I would say the biggest tip is ask God for wisdom and favor. Okay. Again, God will connect you to the right people, put you in the right place at the right time. That is the.
Can I ask the question? Can you hear?
Yes, Pastor Elisha.
How would you advise someone coming out to work and they think that they should have a certain salary, but looking now at the situation in the country, how would you advise them? Because they have the degree or whatever it is and expect such and such a salary. How would you advise them in a sense that at this time, because we have been actually approached by saying that I work more than that, why should I accept? But really they need a job. What would your advice be that we can actually sometimes talk to these people?
I actually would that is a very common problem that my organization faced as well. But I want to be very frank, that really the first few years of your career, it is actually the company that is training you. You may feel entitled, may feel that, actually I've studied so hard already, right? Why you so little? It's actually the other way around. The company is actually, as I said, investing in you. So my advice for all of us is that don't go in there and expect and demand, I finished my degree already. You mean you're only going to pay me 500 ringgit? You mean you're only going to pay me 1,000 as an allowance? No way am I going to accept that. I'm sorry, but I need to be a little bit practical. That's not going to go well with a lot of companies. I started with that as well. And I still have people coming to demand that. But we have also seen the other side of things where some of our graduates, they have drivers dropping them, but they don't complain. They still work very long hours. They're still dedicated because they know and they realize that the company is there to teach me, especially in my first few years of my career. So I just want to be very practical. I mean, sorry, don't get your heads too high. In this job market, it's already very tough. Whatever that comes your way, and the most important thing is that to show you have a good attitude and work on it as though as you are working to the Lord. That will be my advice. As you work to the Lord, God will reward you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, Eddie, just now regarding the networking, right? Not sure if Jean mentioned that. Is there any certain ways that you source your network? So you are expected to join a lot of depending on what organization you are. Let's say if you are in a professional organization, there will be weekly or monthly get-togethers. Of course, they're all done through Zoom now. But let's say if you're in the media agency, the media companies every 2 weeks or every month they will have some seminar together. So just pay attention to it lah. I mean, event companies before COVID, that's how they thrive on that's what they do. They will always have some event space. So you will find out for it naturally. And now things like that, if a particular industry you're in, right, as long as you follow the association, there will be a lot of all these network opportunities for you to source. And you have to go at it, attend a few, join some of it. It's as simple as church events. Church has so much events. So similarly, when you go out and work next time in that particular field that you are at, there will be a lot of networking sessions for you to go and attend. You will meet a lot of people. When you come out to the working world, you really meet and expand your horizon. It's okay to be shy. It's okay to be shy. Completely okay to be shy. As I said, I'm very shy. Okay, and I get very nervous in front of new crowds as well. So it's completely normal. Yeah, be yourself.
Just be yourself.
Right, we'll pass the time to Joy.
Okay, so thank you so much, Eddie, for taking the time to share with each and every one of us. I think these were things that I also wish I knew when I was their age, college, university. And I think everything that Eddie shared here is really something that all of us can really, really learn from. I think he touched from like so many aspects from the beginning, all the way up to interview stage, and looking forward also to session 2, session 3, going a little bit more in depth into how is it like working in the working world. So it's not just his knowledge, but his experiences as well. Actually, a lot of testimonies also come from Eddie. So we can also see that it's not just his professionalism, but also his walk with God. And I think that's something all of us that we can really learn now. So I'll just close in prayer. Thank you, Lord. Truly, we had such an amazing session, amazing time, learning a lot, even as Eddie was sharing to us his experiences. Thank you that you grant us that wisdom as well, Lord, that discernment, even as we are preparing for our CB, even as we are preparing the way, the extracurricular activities for us to do, and all the things, Lord. But we know and we trust your plan, in spite of all the decisions that we have ahead of us, that we would continue to seek you first, continue to seek your wisdom. And we thank you, Lord, also for your peace, your grace to go with each and every one of us, that you also cover us with your protection. And we also pray a prayer of blessing upon Eddie as well. Pray that you continue to cause him to multiply, Lord, and also that promotions after promotions is chasing after him, truly as he serve you, Lord, truly as he set you first. And Lord, we want to lift up all the youth here, all the youth in RLC, the Ablaze, truly that they will be strong, they will do great exploits, Lord, that you call them to be set apart. They are uncommon, that they are in Malaysia, and Malaysia is going to be the economic giant, and truly you have set apart our youth. We are not just anyone, we are a child of God, and truly we are able to do all things through you, through Christ who strengthens us. And we pray all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
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 Thank you, Joy. Sorry, Eddie, just need a bit more of your time because we have one more question.
No problem.
All right.
No problem. No problem.
Sharon,
No problem.
yeah, Sharon asked here, Mr. Eddie. So just asking, when applying a job, sometimes the application will ask you to fill up the salary expectation. So may I know what's your advice?
Okay, that's a tough one because, as I said, for us, if your salary is too high, we may also not entertain it. So what I would suggest is to enter an amount that is in the market range. What is the market range? If you ask me, again, I would say do a comparative study. You have websites like Glassdoor or JobStreet, which will give you a range of a similar type of role. So as I said, go do some survey and then maybe just put what will be the average because most graduate applications, they actually don't ask for salary. Usually salary expectation is for those who are thinking of changing job, your second or third job, and what people will usually provide you is, as I said, the will be the market range. The market range is don't let's say the job, you see the market range in JobStreet is about 2,000 to 4,000 ringgit. Don't go and ask for 8,000 I mean, then you at the filtering process you really will lose it. So just keep it at the average rate. I think then at least get your foot in first. As I said, if you stand out, you'll be surprised. God may offer you something more than you even asked for in your salary expectation. I believe in that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you so much, Eddie. Thank you so much. All right, so we will see you next week.
Bye.
Thanks again. Bye, Sharon.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. See you all
Thank you.
tomorrow.
Bye. See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Eddie.
Bye. Yeah, thank you, Eddie.
Good
Bye. Thank you,
session.
Eddie.